Hello and welcome to Pendant and Ring. Today we're going to talk about the most iconic modern Western jewelry, but not modern in the modern sense. By modern, I mean from the current era. We're going to talk about 5 pieces of jewelry today, from 0 CE to 500 CE. To do this topic justice, we will revisit 0 to 500 from different angles, including sub-Saharan Africa, the Andes mountain region of South America, and the coastal region of China. We have gathered here, arguably, 5 of the most iconic pieces of jewelry for the first 500 years of the current era in the Western world. 500 years is a long time to distill into 5 pieces of jewelry. The Roman Empire spread, slowly overtaking its Etruscan neighbors, building an empire to replace the Greeks and Mycenaeans. They reached their height, then declined, at least in the West. In the Near East, the Byzantine Empire carried the remnants of Rome into the Middle Ages, while the Merovingians mimed Roman practices in the West. The outer reaches of the former Roman Empire dissolved with infighting. The jewelry design that comes to us from that part of the world during the 1st century is almost undoubtedly older than it seems. This most iconic jewelry design was eventually adopted by the Catholic Church as they gained power and converts. They carried our first design in pockets of devotees from the earliest days into the current century. That sticking power is what led us to choose this design as the most iconic of the 1st century CE. From the Met, we have a simple gold chain composed of small gold beads threaded on gold S-shaped lengths of wire, pinched together to form links. We still use this design in jewelry construction today. The Catholic Church maintained it over the centuries in the construction of rosary beads. From the 2nd century, we see an uptick in the use of semi-precious stones in cup bezels. Cup bezels are hollow spaces made of the same material as the rest of the jewelry item. Red stones like carnelian and ruby, and even some instances of red glass, remain in various museums and personal collections. The stones were also made into beads for necklaces. The red and gold combination was very popular in the 2nd century CE. So our most iconic piece for the 2nd century is a gold finger ring with a carved carnelian stone housed in a cup bezel. The carving is of the god Sol, a sun god, and oftentimes these rings were used as wax seals for important documents between important families or from generals in the field who were sending orders to their troops or information back to headquarters. Stones became passé during the 3rd century, leading to an increased focus on metal craftsmanship. The detailed goldsmithing from the 3rd century focused on realistic representations of the natural world. Rosettes were especially popular, and fine petal work showed off 2 things. 1, the goldsmith's techniques, and 2, the money it took to procure such skill. After establishing the gem work and the smithing required for the task, artisans in the 4th century combined those skills with ever finer details. Stone usage returned and included previously unworkable soft stones like opals and pearls. The inclusion of soft stones was accompanied by a resurgence of wire wrapping. The most popular technique of the 4th century involved wire springs soldered together in hollow rings and in place around soft stone cups. Many soft stones, like pearls, need to breathe. Learning how to keep pearls in a ring was a feat of imagination on behalf of some unknown historical jewelry hero. The last century in today's post is an interesting historical period. As corruption increased and culture declined, the Western Roman Empire shuddered. The fall of Rome took place in 476 CE. Byzantium continued, and Roman influence continued, but Rome itself was in sad shape. Germanic chieftain Odoacer usurped the Roman emperor and took the crown for himself. There were notable changes in jewelry design regarding the number and placement of stones on metal. The term Lombardic defines the era. Lombardic pieces are encrusted with numerous stone settings in every piece. These designs foreshadow the later Baroque period. The history of jewelry is, again, a huge topic. There is always more to explore and room for debate in the world of jewelry. Thank you for joining us for the first 500 years of modern Western jewelry history. Subscribe for the next installment from the year 501 to the year 1000 CE. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Pendant and Ring.